By the blessing of the icons and their emissaries, we found the child.
We brought something else to light.
There's a darkness coming.
In the shadows are old enemies.
And new allies.
What will survive in the dawn?
Motherless Cyclade.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to Goblin Games. It's me. It's Millie. You can hear me. Because there would never be a situation where the audio wasn't exactly perfect before I went on air, ever.
We trust OBS.
In OBS we trust, yes, of course. How are you doing, folks? It's been a week. Should we say, how are you, Pete? How are you doing?
Good, I'm good. Apologies for my absence last time.
It's okay. We weekended Bernie Yusuf all around the hospital.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's actually
so I'm looking forward. Just carry me. Was my butt hanging out of my gown the whole time?
We did
That's
that
what I
on
want
purpose,
to know.
though,
You didn't get a gown. It may have been some strategically placed fruit.
Oh yes, I did steal all the fruit, didn't I?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to some action tonight. Yep, definitely.
Cool. Ben, how you doing, buddy?
All good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I thought that was
everything's
all you were
fine.
going to get. Then you're just going to go, yeah, no, that's it.
I found the picture of Shanaz that Narad Execa made for me. So I made it a background.
That's pretty awesome.
Ta-da.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Thank you for art.
Yay for art.
How are you doing, Adun?
I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Good. How's Jafar?
He's in a lift with a probably quite sweary woman.
Mhm.
So that's not unusual,
Unusual.
I
Expected.
feel.
Yeah. Okay. And Haham, how are you?
Haham is feeling pretty good today.
Mhm.
It's been a rough couple of days at work, but now I'm playing Coriolis and I've got a beer. It all seems like it's much better now.
It does feel like it's been a week, doesn't it? It's
Mm.
only Tuesday.
We've been a good weekend. Played board games twice.
Oh yeah.
Pandemic Season 0 is amazing. Like that very much.
Oh yeah, that's good fun. Good fun. Some out of some would recommend. Meanwhile, we play some Coriolis.
Yeah.
So last week we finally escaped the hospital, and made our way across some of Covenant City to the Monolith. There was a lot of like end of Cyclade celebrations going on, and we were being interviewed by some folks from the Bulletin, asking us questions, doing some. Shanaz was doing fabulous sort of dress and media darling. Jafar was being a fabulous media darling, and then like I don't think the camera drones went anywhere near Yusuf, and when they tried to talk to Silsila, he was far too serious and like
That's what
honest.
the sunglasses are for, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is one thing we did do to Yusuf. You are wearing makeup so that we could hide your tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll let you off.
It's like tiger face paint. You look amazing.
Like a kid.
Not a butterfly.
Yeah.
It was too hard to draw the wings, so we just went over it with tiger stripes.
And the same for Adia. We still don't know where our everybody's favorite NPC is, Kirsch. We were bundled into a lift, and then it went up a couple of floors. Avasarala came in. It's not Avasarala, but I have found the artwork in the book, so I will next session when I've done that. Maybe I'll share it, or maybe I'll just screenshot for the Discord, and you should come and join us on the Discord. Let's get an early plug-in. And she stepped into the lift with you, and basically said,
Come with me if you want to live.
"Yeah, do not be afraid, my dears. My name is Shadi Bateden, and I represent Ashan's Emporium. I am here because all your other options inevitably lead to death."
But everything leads to death.
Um,
I think it's a short-term versus long-term thing, Jafar.
It's a very pleasant intro.
I have no time. We have, and she gestures to like whatever counting up as you rise in this lift on the outside. I don't remember what they call them on the thing. Oh no, they do call vertishaft. There you go. Because obviously we're in space, we're in the future. It can't be called a lift or an elevator. It's a
No,
vertishaft.
boring.
A vertishaft.
Yeah. This vertishaft is an express to the top. There are but a few stops, and I have little time for pleasantries, shenanigans, or
Cut to it then.
should you side with either Zenithians or the Consortium, they will lead you inevitably to death, either through your own misadventure or they're purposely using you as a means to an end.
Yes, we'd established that. What alternative do you propose?
My associates have a spider web of contacts across the horizon. We seek only the truth and to share that with those around us.
Is there a red spider web?
I was thinking exactly the same.
She
Spada Rouge.
she smiles.
I have dealt with your friends before.
Even I figured that one out.
Well,
That's because you're psychic.
she smiles. She says, "See, you're already seeking the truth for me."
Well, it's like my job, so you know.
Jafar is determined to be unimpressed.
And she
Why would we work with you?
because I will, for the most part, tell you the truth of what I know, if you are honest with me, and well, to be blunt, the name. Hania and her sponsors, her subscribers, have more wealth than you would imagine. We can support you.
I don't know. I can imagine a lot.
And we already have the emerald disc from the Ghazali.
Oh, that's rude.
But we know they had the emerald disc from the Ghazali. It's the emerald disc from the other one that they wanted. And we have that.
I thought they'd stolen ours. I was about to be smart.
No, they haven't taken ours.
Okay, well, not so rude. Carry on.
So clearly you know that we know something and you want to know what we know. As you said, this is an express elevator. We don't have time to be coy or playful or dance around. We're heading upstairs to what is tantamount to an auction, effectively for our lives. At the moment, the best offer that we have comes from the Zenithians.
Did the Zenithians tell you they've already got 3 other butterfly ships?
They didn't mention 3. They only acknowledged 1, which is interesting. Because they also were unaware that we've seen 2.
Interesting.
Did she
We only
react at
have
all to
your
my
word
dress when
for
she
it.
saw me?
So
What do you mean your dress? Like the
He's got
butterfly
the
shapes?
butterfly dress.
Yeah, I'm wearing a dress that
no,
is supposed to be the butterfly ships.
She didn't know.
I think we can
Okay.
term that shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
very good.
Yes, I deliberately went to the party dressed as one of the moth ships.
Yeah, just
Pete.
like it's kind of like fuck you. Innocent face.
And I would be incredibly careful with your best friend Varian. He's working for Special Branch.
Oh, we loathe Varian. Don't worry about that.
He's purely a tool.
He's not special at all.
We're trying to shake him. Keeping hold of him is the last of our concerns.
I hope you can understand that working for myself and by extension, the news network I support will give you more freedom to do what you must, provided you share this with us. We can support you. We can give you financial and places to bring your artifacts that you'll find. We can also offer you space with which great laboratories of research can be done. But you wish to stay with more traditional patrons, I wouldn't hold it against you for capitulating to the standard beats of the Horizon.
Will we be able to talk at the party?
I have an invite, yes.
Well, let's discuss this further there, where there's less of a rush. We obviously will need to discuss it amongst ourselves. I must say your
she
offer
had
is
me at enormous laboratory.
intriguing.
I mean, I would like some fame, but yes.
Oh, we have so many subscribers to the Red Spider Network. You will be famous, Silsila, if that's what you need. We could get your face on 100 tablets in every coffee shop or tobacco, everywhere. That's what you want. Just think of the news, the information, the truth we could spread if we had access to another emerald disc.
What is
Freedom
it
you
you
offer
expect
is
to
the great
find?
thing you suggest so far. We will need, as I say, to discuss it amongst ourselves, but you present a tempting offer and we are very grateful to you for doing so. Having an increased range of options is always going to be to our benefit, and you seem very well informed.
She nods. The lift indicates that it's about to stop and open. What I intend to
I hand her a banana.
You hand her a banana. She's just
I'll
like,
give her a fist bump as well.
she
Good for you.
Where is that banana from? Are you still wearing it?
I've got in my pockets. I've got a bunch of fruit.
all the fruits. She
Full of
looks.
potassium.
She looks at you, Jafar. She says, "I expect to find nothing. I have no opinions on what the truths we may find, as long as the Horizon knows them."
You seem to have a very clear idea of what we will need to succeed in our task, as you call it, but we ourselves do not yet really know what this task is.
Well, our network has been funding reporters for many Cyclades,
I'm very aware of this.
and
Where's all that money come from?
generous patrons, subscribers, a crowd sourced of bear.
And how much autonomy would we have, given your panting public will always want new conspiracies and new facts?
Oh, well, as long as you bring in news, the network's always excited. We can feed you information. Travels both ways, of course. Tanya has some spin for those at the highest supporting levels, but not so much as you'd expect. She reaches out to Jafar to like shake your hand. It would be a pleasure to chat with you further. The Emporium has a number of artifacts that we could use verification upon. And she shakes your hand as the lift kind of comes to stop and the doors slide open, and you can see that there is like a crew of bodyguards there as the like she is about to step out. And from behind the bodyguards, you can see Kirsch goes, lots of things I've been looking at them. And then the lifts kind of close as it like shuts.
Always nice to meet a fan.
Yeah, the doors close, and you continue your ascent to up.
Oh.
Well, you've got some time. You want to...
Pressing the button that Kirsch is for.
Yes, can we go back down?
Nope.
Yeah. There's some
Advancing
stairs,
you to
right?
Sky City, yeah.
Climb out
Not
the hatch and go
really.
down the.
Yeah, there's the ladder thing. Yeah,
Are you going to
Yes.
McLean this? Okay, good.
That always works in sci-fi horror movies. That's
It
what
does.
we
It
do.
does.
Absolutely.
If we just cut your hospital gown into the shape of a vest, you'll be immune to everything.
Yusuf has proper clothes on.
He doesn't.
Everybody's dressed. He's probably wearing the off the peg stuff that
You
we refuse to
reject
wear.
Most expensive clothes I've ever had in my life.
Nobody's worn these clothes before you, Yusuf.
They need to be dirty.
It feels weird, doesn't it? They're not broken in properly.
Yeah.
Nobody has worn these.
So it's just the four of us now. She stepped out.
Just the four of you, and you're
Yeah.
rising to you can see like it's got like the top floor is the Palace of the Hegemony. Palace of the Hegemony is the
I like
the
hedge
place.
money. That's quite good.
Hegemony, yeah.
Hedge
Palace-
Let's
money,
keep.
yeah.
Let's keep. That.
Hedge
No,
money.
don't trust hedge funds.
Yeah.
Well, we
don't
don't.
trust the hedge
So,
money either.
you
So
know. It seems
Uh,
appropriate.
There,
Okay.
see, I said there would be another option that would present itself.
Yes, and you were correct. So the nice
We're
lady.
not giving anything to the Zenithians or the consortium.
No, I don't
mean-
think that was ever really a plan.
The
people-
consortium were already on the way out. The Zenithians were looking like our, if necessary, bet at the minute. If we can avoid them as well, so much the better.
Just so I'm clear, the consortium are the hospital idiots. The
Mhm.
Zenithians are the people with all the warships.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the warships sounded handy, but I guess if they can use the news to drive a political narrative, that kind of forces the military's hand.
Yeah. Equally, the military don't tend to take well to independent contractors, and we're less likely to
Get
stay in
shot.
favor with them. They'll help us out initially, but I think they'll very quickly find that we're a liability.
Surplus to requirement.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
they have Kirsch as well, which is a
yeah.
positive because Kirsch appears to be both unharmed and entertained.
Well,
Happy.
it's
Yeah.
it
And we
is
like
positive,
Kirsch.
but they are also effectively a hostage.
Yes.
Yes.
As are we all.
Yeah, I mean, we are in the same position.
The Varian has both you hostage and your ship hostage.
Which is not a very happy situation.
Do we know where the ship is?
Not
We have
really.
a rough idea.
We've been
We've
I
been
think
told.
we know what
told.
yard it's at.
Over
Don't
at the
know.
dockyard kind of thing, but we haven't seen it.
We know it can be accessed by them because Jafar made them go and get a hat from it for him.
That
Mhm.
was a test.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
we've had no outside communication until some shenanigans went on. Shenanigans? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We've done some really, really stupid things in the last couple of sessions that were actually incredibly clever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You made them get you a hat from an
Were
abandoned
they cleverly
spaceship with
stupid
no
or
atmosphere.
stupidly clever?
Yes, I know. I know
You're
that's
wearing
clever.
a battery of spy gear because you demanded to speak to your favorite tailor.
Yes.
I'm
Oh.
increasingly uncomfortable and being very quiet in the lift.
It's all part of the plan.
Don't worry, you're in disguise.
Yusuf, you don't want to go with the Zenithians or the consortium, yes?
I won't go with them.
Okay, but you are prepared to deal with the Red Spider.
Yes.
All
Then
right.
that's tantamount to a vote on their behalf.
Mhm.
Jafar, your thoughts?
I have worked with the Red Spider before. They are equitable. They pay well. If she can deliver on even 2/3 of the things she was promising, then I say we are in a good position.
She
We
is
will be
offering more
allowed-
than the Zenithians.
We will be allowed more independence, if nothing else, because that is the way that the Red Spider network operates.
Silsila, your feelings?
Okay, I don't like the consortium either. Plus, the people they've chosen seem to be absolutely useless, so that's a no to them. And I think the problem with the military is the warships look really nice, but like 99.5% of everybody you meet will shoot you if someone else says so.
So I think we're in agreement that we need to talk more to the Red Spider network. The best way to go about this, since we're at a party, is to operate on a divide and conquer model.
Okay.
So we need to talk to all of them and make it appear as though we're interested to all of them, whilst at the same time directing our attention towards one particular individual. I suggest, therefore, Silsila, you take over manipulating the Zenithians. You're the closest we have to somebody with military experience.
Mhm.
They're more likely to take you seriously.
Yeah, they're more likely to believe they can sway me as well because of the
Absolutely.
shared history.
And you're doing the whole playing down the uniform thing by insisting on wearing a jumpsuit rather than attending a party in real person clothes.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean real
Jafar,
person clothes?
That was the most there should be psychic damage attached with the
Shade
not
adjacent.
dress
Not even
properly.
slightly. Like in the pilot suit, he's like Zaphod Beeblebrox. His ego's untouchable in that thing.
Yeah.
That's precisely why he's wearing it. He would probably feel like Yusuf and completely out of place in a suit or a dress uniform.
But yeah,
Jafar is just looking at the wall and chuckling.
Jafar,
took his hat off for a moment to cover his mouth.
Varian is yours.
Oh,
I know,
I'm
I'm sorry,
chuckling
but he
now.
likes you more than any of the rest
you
of
want
us.
me to torture the poor fanboy some more?
Utterly.
Okay.
Drag it out for as long as humanly possible.
Mm.
Yusuf, you're going to feel horribly out of place as a Uadia at this party. It's going to be loud. It's going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be people wandering around wearing clothes worth more money than either of you have ever seen. Good. Let them. They're going to treat you with contempt and they're going to ignore you. So listen to everything and everyone. See what you can pick up. Help yourself to anything that's not nailed down.
Adia claps their hands. It's like, should have brought a bag.
Oh, well, that's fine. I will make sure that we all get goodie bags, and then you can be filling those up. If
I
all
know how
else
to work a
fails-
room when the supervisors are around. Don't worry.
Same
Okay.
thing.
If all else fails, just throw fruit at people.
I am going to be an absolute social butterfly and talk to absolutely everybody, but I'm going to make sure that I negotiate with the Red Spider as a part of that process. By talking to them through me, it will be unimportant because I am an insipid, vapid, senseless media star with no grip on reality and very few understandings of the way of the world. So nobody has expectations for me to be able to do anything even remotely competent. They forget that my background exists and is quite easily read, and my education is not lacking in any of these fields. So I will deal with that as long as none of you have any objections.
What are our criteria for negotiating with the Red Spider?
Freedom to act, mobility, safety, security.
Yes, I would put a specific that we do not leave the party with anybody else other than the Red Spider.
Do you want me to arrange for an extraction?
Yes.
I'll ask them to kidnap us. Or something to the equivalent. I'm sure there'll be an after party.
What if
I
there
mean,
was like a fire alarm?
Yeah. I mean, being kidnapped might be fun. Who knows? Just get me something I can fly. We can get ourselves out.
Silsilla just wants a bag over his head.
Be arranged.
Military
Don't need to be
hazings.
kidnapped for
which I
that.
apparently love.
All right, so the lift is counting like the last couple of it's doing like that
Right, we
5,
talk quick.
10.
Right.
you
Give
know,
me 3
5,
seconds when the
4.
doors open and then follow out.
Okay. So it does that kind of bing bing, and then the vertishaft. Sorry, it's not a lift. The vertishaft opens,
Very important.
and it opens out into like Shanaz and Jafar would be comfortable. You're expecting it to open out into like a party or a foyer or something, and what you've basically opened out into is a sort of pre-production area. You can see that there's a bunch of makeup chairs, there's a wardrobe, there's other stuff around, and the bulletin hosts, Harian and Mahadia, are there. And they've also got like their 5 or 6 aides next to them. One of them has a stack of tabula, and Tarian is like, okay, folks, we're going to be sending out the drones over the party this evening. It begins into like the pre-show. Like, this is not a party. This is a media exercise kind of thing. Here are the contracts and the explanations, and he begins like handing, or the aide hands them out to you and that kind of thing. we want a lot of shots of you working the party, introducing yourselves to people, yeah, that kind of stuff. Try not to look directly at the drones. That's a no kind of thing. And, you know, beginning like that sort of stuff. And like, yeah.
I'm with Yusuf on this shit.
Yeah, that kind of thing. We would like at the end of the evening to have a number of one-on-one interviews if possible. We're going to build this Uharu, Darkness and Divine Intervention, a survivor's story is the working title. We'll do a little bit of one-on-one afterwards. We'll go, he gestures towards a place where you can see like there's a nice sort of bulletin backdrop and a chair with lights and stuff on it where they can do that. They'll cut away to be like, oh yeah, meeting the Zenithian ambassador was a highlight of my evening kind of thing. And then they can cut to you, you know, you can see the pre-production staging of everything. This might have at some point for somebody been a actual party, but for anybody from the bulletin, it's like content, and they're gonna get it every second of it, kind of thing. There's a few moments where they want to put like a tracking device, so your particular media drone can follow you around, and sort of follow you. That sort of thing. And yeah, they're like, you just need to give us your authorization on page 7 of the contract, if you will. Shanaz, do you have a wardrobe change? Are you ready to go? And they gesture over towards like another makeup area kind of thing, because you walked to the party in this.
Darling, this is an original.
Okay, good. Jafar signature, oh, good. And he does that thing where he looks through a thing, goes, Yusuf, Adia, do you need to? Are you good? Can we get makeup over here on? And they just like people just descend upon that kind of stuff.
I don't think I will have signed mine either. To be fair.
Yes, I will need my management team to look over any contract. Otherwise, I will be in breach of contract with them.
Yeah, okay. We'll get that forwarded on. Can you just put in the details on the bottom on the next swipe over and you know, all that kind of legal stuff goes on. But they are planning to record you for a bulletin special.
Yes, the Rukan family lawyers will be in touch.
I'll sign it.
Beep. Yeah, done.
Did you
I
read?
probably accidentally signed it before I realised what I'm doing.
We need to
I
talk
like
about
to think
this.
you dipped a banana in the ink and just sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
I know. It's technology based.
No, I'm joking. I know technology. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm a bit bamboozled, to be honest. So I'm like,
yeah.
I've definitely signed it, like completely obliviously, using at least one of my names.
one real name.
Maybe.
It's possible some of the letters might even be legible.
Is this your proper signature or your autograph signature?
It'd be an autograph one, of
Oh,
course.
the pretty one then.
A pretty one. It's got a love heart and a little semi-moon or something in it. That kind of thing. Once all like the pre-show sort of shenanigans, the circus of this have gone on, your recording drones have been keyed to the badge they sort of clip somewhere on your personage kind of thing. And
I'm going to move that so that it's inside my belt, and then I'll do the click test for the drone.
Yeah, they're all that
Yeah,
kind
run
of
through
stuff.
all the standard stuff.
As Shanaz is doing that, there's like a really pained looking audio, production assistant kind of. No, I need you to look over there. No, like that, like no, not at kind of thing. Trying to do like that.
Make sure that you follow it with your eyes wherever it goes.
Don't let it get behind you.
I put the little clip thing in a pineapple and leave it on the side. So they just get like 2-hour footage of a pineapple.
In a pineapple, like just like jam it all the way in.
Wait until we're actually in the party.
Yeah, no, I know. Not right now, because they're doing all the testing. But when we get in, I'm just going to be like,
Yeah. So once you're
right
done...
now, this thing will keep the appropriate range. I understand.
Yeah, we've got a minimum distance set into it. We're not here to eavesdrop on conversations, but we do need the footage.
Yeah, and you've marked the clause for the left-hand side only. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come with us. And they just do that like kind of thing. Take you off. Shanaz goes through like the best angles and that kind of stuff. It's programmed in. They give, shots are given for your pre-approval kind of thing.
I want just top down.
Straight down. Excellent. And then once the sort of
Fine.
pre-production shenanigans, the circus has sort of gone through, you're led through like a set of doors into an open plaza circled by circled by marble statues of Zenithian celebrities and heroes. Wide steps covered in hand-woven rugs lead small parties of extravagantly dressed guests and colourful units of elite house guards up towards the main entrance. Between two jewelled stone gates, a dark shape rises towards the heaven, a massive sculpture of the zenith, and her interior shining duraglass. You carefully begin your climb up the stairs to celebrate the Cyclade within the horizons high and mighty, on a banquet where you are the guests of honor. Like you as you kind of make your way through the drones sort of buzzing around, you see folks going, oh, the hero, the hero, kind of thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. Heroes.
Mm-hmm. As you sort of follow it up, make your way in, black marble pillars reach for the clear blue skies of a hollow dome above. A bright scarred moon shines down over the hall, inspired by the legends of the Zenith's first home, Arda. You descend into a hall, and the crowd ahead, dignitaries, courtesans, and house guards, beyond counting, like it's a an audience there. Turn as one to face you, and all of them sort of raise their cups up towards you. Taran flashes a perfect smile towards the cameras and begins to speak, his voice echoing in this sudden silence. Honored and distinguished guests, allow me to introduce the defiant explorers who went toe-to-toe with the Order's fearsome blockade. The survivors from Uharu, the icons chosen, the children of the mysteries of the portals. And everybody does like the ooh kind of thing. Thanks to these brave heroes' choice to stare evil in the face and say, not today, Uharu will soon be under righteous Zenithian rule. Before you stand champions truly blessed by the Nine, for they were swallowed up by the void and spat out again unharmed. Tonight we dine, we celebrate, and tomorrow we get to work for a greater horizon together. And like everybody goes, woo!
I was saying.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then he sort of gestures ahead to you, and the drones kind of from the front where they've been getting all of you like shots sort of span out, and the suggestion is you're allowed to go in now and that kind of
I'm
stuff.
going to work that room.
Yeah, just move in.
Oh yeah.
If you
I'm going to descend on that party like a charm offensive.
full on charm offensive, like a military operation.
Yep.
Folks immediately begin like to swarm. Obviously, Shanaz is quite famous in her own right, and now she is a famous survivor of the Uharan. Like, folks, they've got like pads. People want selfies. People want to just like what would it cost to get you to come to our that kind of courtesan conversation, that sort of thing. My patron wants to have a word with you, but he's not here to actually. So I need that kind of like dodgy sort of conversations. Like, we couldn't afford to get my patron here, but we want to pay for you to come to our event. Yeah. And that kind of stuff. You can see at the far end of the room, and none of these folks have sort of kind of come rushing forwards with everybody else. The very far end of the room, almost, and it looks like it's a VIP area essentially, slightly raised. There's a number of guards and stuff on the edge there. You can see the uniform, which might might shine out first. And it's Din Harama, Farida Din Harama, the agent you met in the garden. and she is stood up on that platform there next to a really, really old man. And she is, she's not casual. This guy, though, he's got like a courtesan next to him. There's a couple of kids running around up there. And the courtesan is like holding food stuff for him, and he's just like not even looking. Like where his hand goes, there's going to be food by the time he closes his fingers, kind of thing. And he's like talking, chatting with her. The agent sort of looks towards you all, maybe more to Silsilla, and just does that kind of like, yeah, I see you, kind of thing. And
Push my glasses a bit and like,
shift your thing. I see you. But yeah, she's talking with a really old man up on this VIP stage at the back. But yeah, everybody swarms in. Hadia is a bit like, Yusuf, I've seen a buffet table. I'm gonna go and fill my pockets.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm going to wander around being in selfies with people looking really bored.
Yeah.
And then making really bad small talk, you know, where I talk about the kind of metal grill surface inside the corridors of the vessel, you know, and stuff like that. That's
cleaning
just like
products they must have used.
Yeah, the worst kind of comments, you know, that related to our mission, but like really boring, like details that people would just be like, okay, and kind of move on. And I'm going to try and like do that thing where I can kind of float around and try and listen in on people's conversations, and maybe see if I can find anyone really interesting who I can really be very boring in front of, who then I might mind walk with them later.
Oh, okay. You're gonna try and this is basically like you in the 5e where a druid goes to a zoo because once they've seen an animal they can wild shape it. Is this Yusuf's like, I'm just gonna
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Are you important? What secrets can we get from you?
Yeah.
Later, I'll watch you
later. Yeah. Yusuf, as you're sort of wandering around, maybe you found one of these boring people to just listen to them go on and on for a moment. You get a sting of razor sharp pain, and your mind, you get this sort of eerie feeling that you're not quite alone.
But he's mind walking you.
Yeah, as a melodic sort of voice enters your head, and whispering softly, it says, "Time is short. Many seek your help, but remember that nothing is ever free. You'll be used by these rich and powerful until you've served your purpose, and after that they will forget you. Or you might just simply disappear. If you are truly of the common people, come and find us on Coriolis. Children of the machine icon live among the stevedores and the outcasts. We are followers of the true emissary, icon that never left us. Seek the song, and you shall find us." And there is, as the voice stops like this, and I imagine it's a bit like the Final Five and Saul Ty, like, what's that damn song kind of thing. Like a couple of notes, like a tune of melody that sort of lingers. And then suddenly there's this person going, I expect they use the Capison C50 engines in those ships that you're flying, yes?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, that's not good. They just fall right out of the sky. That's not good.
Yeah, you need to repair them every 12 cycles, otherwise they're very prone to do that.
Yeah. And they then go on to start like more boring sort of.
Oh, I'm gonna peel away. When the voice was telling me in my mind, like they'll use you and abuse you and chuck you away, they would have just got a feeling of, I know.
Yeah. No
and
shit.
I will. And when they said come and join us, then I probably would have thought, this sounds very interesting. I'll see you in Coriolis. Okay. If they could, I don't know if they could hear my thoughts or not, but I'm used to that kind of mental stuff. So I would be trying to kind of leak those thoughts in their direction.
Cool. What is?
And then I'll get drunk.
And then you go and find the champagne tray. Yeah. Excellent. You can like imagine somewhere back in like the production lounge of the Bulletin go, just not talking to really good people. There's going to be nothing for Mahadia to talk about in the after takes. We send someone down there to kind of steer him towards cool people, like that kind of stuff. Like This other one's just eaten half a tray of ham. They're gonna get indigestion. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like the production screen is not good. What is Silsilla doing?
So I think that like my main goal is to go up to the ensign or whatever the lady we met before was, but I think he would feel that he's gonna have to like stop and talk to a few other people first, so he doesn't just make like a super direct beeline.
Okay.
So I guess that anyone that will listen to me ramble about afterburners through the blockade with the pariah ships, I'll tell that story to a few different people, but just kind of like making, when you go like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because I'm always kind of overall moving towards the VIP room at the back.
Okay. There's a point where you see this old man say something to Farida, and Farida gestures, and a courtesan comes over, and there's a little bit of a conversation, and the courtesan dances her way through the crowd. Honored guest, forgive me, and she puts her shoulder on whoever you're telling the blockade story to for the 10th time, kind of. Silsilla, my master, the esteemed Baron Kassar, humbly asks for the honor of your company. Please follow me.
Do I know who that person is?
Yeah, he's the captain of the Zenith.
Oh, okay, so it's the guy I met before then.
No, he's
the Zenith.
the Zenith.
Right, okay, right.
He is
He's the king.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say no to that, can I?
Yeah.
I'd be I'd just be, I'll act a little bit starstruck, and I'll be like, oh my, that is amazing. Let's go. And then I'll try and walk ahead of her.
She's a bit confused that you're walking ahead, and she keeps trying to overtake you.
I just want to act like I'm excited, like I'm meeting my idol, sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm not, but I want them to think that.
So the courtesan is trying to do this thing where she guides you through the thing, but without overtaking you, because clearly you want to walk in front, and there's this sort of like, I mean, she's very graceful at it. She's very good. And you're led up to this VIP section at the top.
When we get near the stairs, I'll stop and let her overtake me.
All right, cool.
Because I'm not entirely sure how you approach like this guy. How do you go and talk to this guy? And I'll let her do it.
Yeah. As you're getting closer and closer, you literally, not just your like cloned, your tagged drone following you. Other drones are like taking up positions around the stage to get like the conversation from many angles, kind of thing. 'Cause this is a big deal. And then the guards that are there step aside to let you through with this courtesan, and she leads you up to Farida and the old man that Farida has been talking to all evening. And he puts his arms out. He goes, "My friends, welcome to my home, and to a night we shan't soon forget. You honor my name and my blood with your presence. I've heard great things about your resourcefulness from my people." And he points at Farida, who is like at almost rigid attention here in this moment. Great things about you. Tell me, where do you trace your bloodline?
So before I answer, like, what is the the deepest symbol of respect I can do? So whether it's like, sort of whatever kind of bow or anything like that,
sort of bow,
and I'll deflect what he's saying by just like gushing about how the honor is all mine. And I never dreamed I would meet such an esteemed person. And the stories you must have and things like that. I mean, mine pale in comparison. You are the civilization.
And he puts his hand to his chest. He's like, "Oh, you give me too much credit," kind of thing. "No, I was just a captain. I had so many wonderful pilots like yourself to steer us through the darkness between the stars and beyond. We made the journey without the use of portal technology. Oh, such a journey. You made a journey recently. I heard someone was telling me the tales of you running a blockade. Come, tell me more."
Oh, I'll just launch into it, but like louder than before and with a lot more gesticulation going on. Yeah.
And that kind
And
of
like
stuff.
I'll keep looking at him and just like putting my hand on my chest and say, "Oh my God, I'm talking to this guy."
Tell me, have you had your bloodline traced?
No.
Oh, and he snaps his like hand at someone, like, you know, because he's obviously got some sort of genealogist or some DNA kind of thing going on. Like, come, we can probably find. I've no doubt you are maybe only 1 or 2 generations removed from those who are on my ship. You are so brave, friend. You are so brave. Tell me, where did you grow up?
I am from that horrible planet. I think both me and Yusuf are from the same place. It begins with A.
Algol.
Algol.
That's it. Yeah. I'm like just not wanting to go anywhere near my family tree in front of this person. I'll let him do it. That's what he's insisting.
Yeah.
But...
So after a moment like this sort of medicurge turns up, and they've got, you know, beautiful, like, as you get closer, they are in like white and gold robes, but you can see like the robes are embroidered with the Kassar sort of details and that kind of thing, and all the instruments. And they hold their hand out for your hand, and they want to take like a pinprick. They want to do a
I thought they might do, because I was about to try and intervene and say, I don't think from like the Ranger training days I want to give anybody my information to that way. So I will try and like just play it down and say, oh, it's just, you know, we're from Algol, we're probably not related to anybody, but, you know, tell me about how you sailed the ship.
And he's like, oh, no. Look, someone of your bravery quite obviously has Zenithian bloodlines running deep within you. Do you know if any of your grandparents were on the ship? Maybe great-grandparents? Tell me.
I will spin him a tale of being a street urchin.
Okay.
And not really knowing anything about my family, and not wishing to, you know, I want to make my own name, and any shame that my family may have had, I want to step away from that and be my own person. And again, I'll try and like redirect him to tell me his stories instead, and just like see if I can disengage from anything with the Medicurgy person.
The Medicurge is quite patient. Like they work for so they're not into like invasive surgery and that kind of stuff. They want to take a pinprick of your blood. I'm
not entirely sure how much information that would give anybody in a sort of the technological era that Coriolis is in.
Like, he's just looking to see if you've got some Zenithian.
He'll be matching it against genetic markers that they'd have on all of the Zenithian crew, because they'd have their medical records.
Yeah.
So they'll be tagging you to look for
Are you inbred, basically?
Your
Yeah.
genealogy.
I mean, that's fine. They're welcome to see if I'm inbred. I'm just like,
your
does
matriarchal
it
DNA.
allow them to find me easier in future? I guess that Silsilla would know that, to be fair.
I mean, obviously, if you were to commit a crime or something, and
Yeah, I mean, all that would have been
but
done.
that would
for the
already have
Rangers
been done
anyway.
because of
Yeah.
your
Okay, that's fine.
that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
I was a bit leery of like, what am I giving up here?
I mean, yeah, he could make a clone of you, but
I mean, that would just be awesome. We could fly like side by side. I'd be totally fine with that.
I think the way they use biotech in Coriolis would mean that it'd be 18 years before the clone could even be
Useful.
serviceable, because it'd have to grow up as a normal child. So
Okay. Well,
Yeah, there's no.
I could teach myself. There's like a sort of vibe.
Hunt you down. It's a Django and Boba Fett thing going on.
Okay. But yeah, I will just casually press my finger on whatever the guy's got, but I will downplay it and say, like, genuinely, my family's probably nobody.
So, do you, Graham, when you made Silsilla the character, did you make them first come or Zenithian? You know, did you care?
I just imagine them as essentially someone who went into the Rangers as a way to escape the just monotony and pitilessness of Algol. Like, that was my way off the planet. Like, my
First comer, then.
agility
First
and wits were
Okay.
my ability to get off.
All right, so yeah, like Pete says, they're probably a first come. Silsilla's probably first come.
Okay.
So the Medicurge sort of takes your blood sample, puts it into this special like database kind of thing.
I mean, unless this guy's going to do a Knight's Tale on you.
I mean, if you can adopt me, then
My court scribes have identified that your bloodline is an ancient and noble one.
Very exciting, that is.
Yeah.
Or just a big red cross is going to appear and go.
You've seen that TV show Pointless where it starts at 100 and drops down to a 0. That's like Silsilla's bloodline. Yeah.
So they put your blood into this system, and yeah, it comes up as like, it doesn't say like first come. It says no registered family found, kind of thing. And a baron looks at the medicurge and says, "I don't think that's right. I've heard the exploits of Silsilla. Yes, let me go and forgive me, I'm going to make some arrangements." And he sort of like pushes the medicurgy off towards one side. And he literally, like, he barks out a couple of names, and you see, like, there's all these people up here in his family.
I have just been adopted.
All these people up here are his family. Like, and you see them sort of go, "Oh shit, Granddad's shouting," you know, "Put food down," that kind of stuff. And these people like rush over to him. Farida steps forward, and she says to you, "Have you given more consideration to our discussion in the garden?"
I look completely blank for a moment and just sort of like half gesture at the old guy. Yes. Sorry, this is all a bit overwhelming. Like that, and I can't remember his name, but I'll say his name is. Oh my God, it's Captain.
Baron Kassar.
Captain Kassar. Like, are you in the same family? Is he your dad?
No, I'm not a Kassar. Oh gosh. No, but I have worked for the Kassar family, and my family have worked for the Kassar family for generations. Yes, we were one of the crewing families of the Zenith, rather than the passenger families.
Oh, pretty cool, to be fair. Is that how you got your current job?
I got my current job because my family has strong bloodline, and we learn and work hard.
Okay, I have like one of those.
So yes, she got a job because of a bloodline, but she's trying to say it's because she's been bred to work hard and do well, not because she would have literally got this job either way.
Yeah, regardless. Yeah. So, do you spend time with like Captain Kassar often? I'm just gonna distract her and like.
No, tonight is a great honor.
Hell yes.
Captain Kassar has asked me to spend time with you and your crew. He is very impressed by your efforts, and he could be very generous if you were to join and work for us.
Yeah. I mean, there's like all these people wanting to speak to us, but like that is Captain Kassar. That is just wowzer, you know. I'll bring the others over later, man. They should meet him too.
Yes, they should. We should get everybody's bloodlines. Captain Kassar is very interested in knowing where everybody is from.
Because then, is that like a deal breaker? Because I don't think I have one. I'm not sure about. I mean, obviously Jafar has one, but maybe the rest of us don't. Is he going to turn us down if we don't have a bloodline?
No.
It seems pretty important to him. He's kind of yelling at that guy.
Yeah, you can see him, and he's doing this kind of thing. Somebody runs up, somebody brings him a tabula. He's looking through something. Like, he's clearly, like, you could probably work out, he's looking through, like, the people manifest for, like, a janitor or something who's not got any extra people. They can say, this guy is,
anyone with no relatives and a surname that sounds slightly like Zamil.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I'm Silsilla Samil by the end of this.
Yes. Do you need to consult with the rest of your crew? Are you not their captain?
I think this is a little bit more overarching than, who's in charge of driving the ship. Not that I don't have influence, but I mean, no one has more influence than Captain Kassar. I'm gonna. Oh, I don't know where they are. You know what? I'm gonna go and I just want to spend some more time with the captain, and then I'll go and get somebody later.
She nods, and she
Oh, who are the rest of his relatives? You don't have to tell me. I just
Yeah,
want to distract you.
she sighs and begins to like point out people, and this is so and so does this, this is so and so does that, this is so and so does this.
Is it possible to grab the drone so I can like point them at the people?
Well, the drone will get the shots, like the drone will do them, that kind of stuff. So
I'll just mouth it. This is amazing.
While Silsilla is getting like the family tree of the Cassars, which is going to take a long while,
I hope so.
what is Jafar doing?
I'm demanding a stack of data tablets be loaded up with my latest papers so that I can share them out to all of the good people at the party.
Yeah, people have actually like downloaded your latest book kind of thing, and are like highlighted things and are asking you like, what did you mean by this specific sentence kind of thing.
Excellent. Someone who has actually read the book. This is very good. Thank you very much. Please come over here. We will commandeer this table, and let me get out my holographic projector and we can start to have a proper conversation about the truth of the monolith upon which we stand.
So you begin your 3D presentation. There are a bunch of folks who are there just like, oh, wow, that kind of stuff. After a short while, the not very good courtesan, remember the not very good courtesan who came in for Varian at Shanaz, was just like bad professional standards here, kind of thing.
Sorry, love, try harder.
Yeah.
2 point psychic damage.
She offers you, she comes bearing like a glass of spicy Debaran wine. And as she hands it over, he says, my lord Varian, your trusted friend and benefactor, wishes to speak to you about the future. Would you consider accompanying me outside to a more private rendezvous?
Well, you could have bought me a decent drink.
She
Poor girl.
She withers slightly under your scathing and says, I will acquire you something more palatable, Jafar, if you would perhaps consider...
Something chilled and sugar globish would be delightful. I just need to wrap up my presentation, otherwise these poor people would be left wondering what were the secrets of the universe.
Indeed. And she goes off to find you the sugar globe cocktail that they're making at the bar while you wrap up. And waits momentarily, waits a little bit longer because obviously you've opened it up to Q&A, which is going to now drag on for a good 20-30 minutes.
And then the signings. And now, of course, I will need another sugar globe cocktail because I've drunk this one.
Yeah, and she acquires that ever so patiently.
Is there any ham left?
She says no. Strangely, I know the party was provided with an excessive amount of, but we're
pretty sure that was very clear on my rider that I would need ham.
Forgive me, we have other food and delicacies. I apologize greatly. Perhaps we could go out.
Bring me one of everything, and then I will go and see my good and trusted friend Varian.
She like gestures to a couple of staff kind of thing, and they're like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. And they, trays, boxes, things are brought over.
Oh, actually, you better make it 2, otherwise Varian will feel left out.
I appreciate your generosity, Jafar, but my lord Varian has eaten well this evening. I don't think he would.
You're saying he will not eat with me. He is my friend, but he will not eat with me?
I will acquire 2 of everything for you. Yes, of course. Your thoughtfulness is renowned, and more food is acquired.
The bunny gets the pancakes.
Yeah. And then she wants to lead you out of the party, off to one of the rooftop gardens. And as you kind of head out towards the rooftop gardens, it's almost as if the drones that have been kind of keyed to follow.
I was going to whistle from a drone.
Yeah, so it follows you, but as you sort of step out, it's almost like they've been given a perimeter that they're allowed to operate in. And you go out of the hall onto this balcony where there's no roof and that kind of stuff. You're sort of like a balcony. You can see all of Kua and the conglomerate city below kind of thing. they sort of stay in the ball, so they sort of linger out there. You can see them moving to try and get a better angle on you.
Can I reach into the drone with my small data gen setup on my suit and just get it to follow me?
It won't leave the party. It won't leave the area. It's been given a location, and it's just like out of territory kind of thing. Operate.
Geofence.
Yeah, it's got a geofence. Yeah, absolutely.
I was just wondering if I could reprogram it.
No, like the bulletin of knowed it. So.
I
Just a
will
note. Not from your suit data pad, anyway.
commence my short range communication and record what is happening. In cams.
So like as you kind of head out, you can see in this balcony garden, in like this white and gold sort of clothes, gold shawl wrapping around his neck, and then there is a small group of somber looking business folk surrounding him, and then a few you see on like the edges of the balcony, legionnaires, like, you know, guard type folk. Varian sort of spots you heading over. There you are. Welcome to Sky City. I'm grateful for your presence. Please forgive my impatience, but your ship is practically ready for departure, and I've brought all the necessary contracts for you to sign to qualify for our future operations. And he nods to one of the business folks who holds out a tabula with some dotted lines and bits and pieces to sort of sign on. And he says, if we get this over and done with, Jafar, we can get back to the party, and I'm sure you have more presentations to get to.
Oh, friend Varian, do not be in such an exceptional hurry. Please let us sit and enjoy this magnificent vista before us. I have had your assistant bring many of the delicacies so that we may enjoy together in a spirit of union and cooperation.
Indeed, I did eat earlier. Perhaps I could just nibble on a few bits. But yes, and he gestures to the staff who are just sort of bringing out
Yes,
stuff.
please just put that there and that there and that there, and then yes, don't worry. See if the legionnaires want something. They don't eat enough.
Oh no, they don't eat whilst. But if we could just
it's
sign.
a job I could never do.
Yeah, but I have job here that you could sign for, right now.
You seem very insistent, my friend. What is the hurry?
Well, the sooner we get this done, the sooner we can get to the party.
But I was at the party.
Yes, I know, but I need
when
this.
You called me out of the party.
I did, to get the.
We could both be in the party right now.
But I need you understand the.
No, I don't.
Conglomerate and the release of your ship. Like, if we get these wheels in motion now, you could have it ready for the morning and start the Cyclade on your own home rather than in the luxury of my hospital.
Well, would we be in such a hurry to leave your hospitality?
I'm not suggesting you were, but there's no place like home.
If you start clicking your heels together, I'm going to get very suspicious.
No. I didn't wear the right shoes for that. And he shoots a glance at his courtesan, who's obviously given him the wrong shoes for this outfit.
I thought he'd wanted to laugh, but no, he's actually taking it.
So, your flunkies. So you have not introduced. I feel rude. I always like to know everybody.
He introduces you to a bunch of folks, and they're like, he's almost trying to remember their names, and some of them do, like, oh yes, Joseph, Kamal, that kind of thing, as they lean forward and say names.
I will call you flunky 1 through 6.
Yeah, indeed, exactly what they are.
Please have some. Well, there's no ham, apparently. They've run out of ham. Can you believe this? What kind of party is this? They have no ham. I cannot find any pineapple here either. I don't know what happened to those.
And Adia just like, put that in a box. Do you have any boxes?
Catering crate. So tell me, friend Varian, what is your fondest memory of Coriolis?
Of Coriolis.
Hmm.
Well, some of the bazaars are quite fun. I once sat in on a council session that was very interesting. I was at Alchemar's once. It was beautiful. Food,
Yes.
excellent, absolutely
Oh, yes.
excellent.
Stefan the Metodi is a very good friend of mine.
Wow. I had to wait for 3 segments to get my table.
Oh, where did they seat you?
And he describes like a not very good place. Like he came through the main entrance rather than one of the side Vertishaft privates kind of thing. In like general eating. As opposed to a booth.
Well, Varian, if we are to be partners in anything, we are going to have to elevate you slightly, I think.
I'll be very honest, Jafar. I'm not into all this conversation. I would much rather be back at my research station. We were pulling some
I agree. Of course, yes.
very good data out of the portal we were working near. However, I've been asked, because I understand much of your work and what you would have acquired on your trip to liaise with you on behalf of my my superiors, and entreat you to joining this contract for the next Cyclade.
And the terms of the contract are what exactement?
We will pay all your ship and running expenses, portal jumps, repairs, consumables, and so on. And we would have a number of jobs, primarily to prevent those who would destabilize the consortium and throw spanners into our research.
So we would be doing the research, or we would be stopping these spanner throwers.
We can, of course, look towards the greater talents of those on your ship and perhaps gear towards more research-based processes. But it is imperative to my superiors that you are on board with the consortium's goals, at least short term.
And what are the top 3 objectives of the consortium and the values that lie underneath those?
He looks exasperated. He's like, I thought we were on a wavelength, Jafar. We want to understand what happened with the portal when you came through the destabilization.
Oh yes,
we want
absolutely.
the safety
Yes.
of the horizon and portal travel is paramount. We want to understand what is it that fuels them.
We are brothers in research, my friend.
Yes. So, and he gestures to the tabula in like a, so sign the damn tabula kind of thing.
I can sign on my own behalf, but that will not get you the rest of the crew. I am not the captain.
No, but you're by far the most intelligent person on that ship. Like he's just like, oh, okay, kind of thing.
Well, like, yeah, and
yeah. And so he what do you need this evening then, Jafar, to encourage your crew to understand logic and reason?
Well, I think we need to pander to the individual tastes of each of the crew members. Our pilot is obviously a glory hound and just wishes to fly very, very fast at things.
So he wants first name on all the papers then?
First name,
yeah,
maybe the ship, maybe an alternate ship, something like little light, fast shuttle. You know, something with fins. You know what they're like.
Yes, yeah,
Really
okay.
know me.
We can arrange for this. We have some some departments are researching some very advanced ships We can.
Oh, well, if you could make him a test pilot, I think that he would sign
Absolutely,
any
absolutely.
dotted line you have.
And he's like points at someone, you know, like that kind of like write that down somewhere, and you can see that sort of scrolling, like refreshing the document sort of thing happening. Absolutely not a problem. Shanaz.
I
Presumably
think
they just
Shanaz
want
is
dresses and makeup and
fame,
things.
more followers, much more followers. I think if you could establish or increase their media range and give them a larger support crew to maintain their presence in the social webs when we are off adventuring, that would be beneficial.
He thinks he's like and somebody comes over and whispers to them. Is like, I mean, it's a little bit beyond art, and he gestures, but I'm sure there are parts of the consortium there would be a lot of interest in documentaries and a more serious focus to Shanaz's more frivolous nature. Be very good for voiceovers and the such.
A certain amount of rebranding, a new direction, something a little bit more grown up.
And that's where he kind of stops his entreating. Like he doesn't think there are obviously other people. Like, and he's like, so okay, we can arrange these. Perhaps you should go back and tell your crew these things.
Well, there are also the engineering stuff. They will need whatever it is they need.
Yeah, the staff. Of course, we can arrange maybe a slight increase in their pay, or maybe an extra day off per segment or something for them if that's what they need.
Actually, we have not discussed pay yet. I think this would be important. If we are to be coming on as employees, we will need to understand what will be the remuneration package, the leave, the medical cover.
We've calculated what your current ship monthly costs are. We're well prepared to cover that. Also, consumables for yourselves in a month. I understand that would be a number of specific dietary requirements depending on.
Varian, please, you're talking about subsistence. That is insulting. Where is the remuneration? Where is the incentive?
Well, yes, I'm sure we can arrange maybe a few thousand per person per month per segment. And obviously, any additional royalty fees from research publications, the discoveries you might make, and any derivative technologies from that.
So the intellectual properties would remain with us?
And he's like, oh, but merchandising rights, that kind of thing. Percentages and so on.
Yes, I will need at least 15% on the IP.
There is a moment, like a couple of moments where there's a negotiation of what the whole crew could get. He brings over like this updated tabula. He's like, perhaps you should take this back to Silsila and Shanaz. Maybe they will agree with you that this is a good deal.
It has promise. I'm not entirely convinced that negotiation is complete, but I will take it to the crew and see what they have to say. Thank you, Varian. You have been an absolute delight, as always. Please don't miss the next lecture.
I would not miss it for all the stars in the horizon.
Well, you missed the last one.
But you just like, gosh, I'm terrible. I will clear this up. I will check over a few things with my associates, and I will be right there, Jafar. Right there for you.
Fantastic. I look forward to it. And goodbye, flunkies.
They all do like. Bye. See you soon.
Au revoir.
And sort of, yeah.
Tip my hat, the Legionnaires, and stroll back in.
Yeah, the Legionnaires nod at you in a we see you too kind of thing. So while
Does anyone shoot him?
No, nobody shoots him. The 88% of
accidentally,
viewers.
maybe.
88% of voters were wrong.
If I go start tapping on the Legionnaires,
Brexit all over again.
I was going to vote no, but I think I got my vote in too quickly because the only option was yes when I came to vote.
I mean,
Is Jafar going to get shot? Yes.
I
Vote
missed
now.
it. What was this? I have no idea what any of this was. I should watch along.
A Twitch poll.
Which poll is Jafar going to get shot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sheridan just said, if I give the DM a reroll, will there be a shooting?
Um,
That could have been so much more annoying.
I know what happens in this book. I have read.
You're not going to need a reroll, I think is what you're saying.
So while Silsilla is being a fanboy and Jafar is making
Being
Varian
rude.
cry, what has Shanaz been doing?
Everything. Shanaz has been everywhere at that party. Every conversation, she's been there. Every time somebody's taken a picture, she's in it. Left-hand side, better side, good view.
Swatting a drone so it spins around.
Yeah, she's literally been trying to appear everywhere with everyone all the time so that it's impossible to track who she was actually talking to because she spoke to everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
And the way she's going to run the negotiations is going to be in little flybys with our Red Spider Woman.
Huh. Okay. So you sort of like and you can see like Shadi, and she's there and she has like this little court of her own kind of going on, and as you sort of surreptitiously make a run past the first time she is negotiating, she's like, no, I appreciate what you're saying, but for an extra 20,000 burr I could have the original, those kind of conversations.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. And she is very in control of what's going on. She has her own courtesan attending, and that kind of thing, and she is sort of leading these folks who are coming around, kind of thing. Do you like sort of join in the court, have a chat with somebody, or do you do that kind of thing where you're going to stand with your back, and so it doesn't necessarily
full on spycraft? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'll stand with my back to a nearby column and be taking a momentary stop for a sip of a drink. But I want to do the drinks thing as well. Like I'll have a drink, but put it back on the next tray and take another drink from another tray as it goes past. Literally just swapping drinks every sort of sip or two. So
you're not actually imbibing. You're just
it looks like I'm drinking non-stop, but actually having tiny little sips.
Cool. So
yeah, I'll briefly take a pause in a slightly more shadowed area, pop the fan myself a little bit, and take a moment nearby so that she'd be able to clock me, but not trying to get her attention.
So yeah, eventually she is sort of stood there, whilst the courtesan is like adjusting her boot kind of thing, the straps on like a thing, and the courtesan is deftly sort of fixing her attire in a that kind of way. I see.
Oh, sorry, one last thing before I do go to talk to her. I'm going to take the tag that's connected to my drone off and pop it on one of the drink trays that's going round.
Okay.
I will pick it up again in a minute.
Okay, so you just sort of with a glass, almost like a wine glass kind of holder.
Yeah, like one of those little wine charms. Just clink, pop that one down, pick that one up, have a chat, pick up the one with the wine charm again.
Okay, so it goes off and around that kind of way. So she says, I've watched your friend talking to Kassar. He seems quite upset up there. Do you think everything is going accordingly?
We've spoken about this amongst the crew. Everybody has their role to play. Kassar would be most interested in Silsilla as a pilot. So Silsilla is the one speaking to the Zenithians. Jafar is of most interest to the consortium, so Jafar is talking to the consortium, and here's poor little me, the social butterfly, left with no one to talk to, so I must speak to everyone, it seems.
This mean you're attempting to court all factions?
Not even in the slightest. Your words have not fallen on deaf ears. We're quite aware of how tenuous our connection is with all of them. We didn't realize quite how interested they were until we were well into the throes of the party, but your warning has been heard, and we are prepared to speak further with you.
Well, that fills my old heart with joy.
I'll be back in a moment, and then I'll whiz off and do another little circuit.
Yeah. The courtesan finishes putting on her boot, and she goes back into the fray herself. What is Yusuf up to?
Yusuf is trying to find someone who looks on the Zenithian side fairly important. Not so important that a miller abouter would be escorted away by security, but someone who might want to meet him. I'm trying to look for someone who's important, who I consider a bad guy, who I could mind walk.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or the agent, see if I can get near the agent.
I can hook you up very easily. If you make eye contact, I can get them to bring you up.
Okay.
Right.
I might see Silsilla like fanboying all over the place and be like,
yeah. So
I'd be like,
so the courtesan heads down, and is like, are you Yusuf?
yeah, yes. Who else here is going to be me? I say, looking around at all these people who are so alien to me that I feel like I'm like standing out like a sore thumb.
My honored guest, Silsilla, has requested.
Oh, the captain.
Yes. Although he's not the captain, you might understand. Please.
Oh, of course.
Follow me.
Of course.
They lead you up to the VIP area where Silsilla is like on caffeine and like excited.
oh yeah, it's like an extravagant high five on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to swallow my pride, hate myself for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to run up and give him a massive high five and be like, oh my God, what's going on? This is amazing.
And I'd be like, look at this guy, it's this guy. I won't even say who he is. I just be like, this guy.
Yeah.
Of course, the guy. You're the guy. You're him.
Yeah. Baron Kassar is like, oh, Silsilla, wonderful news. We have traced your line. Very, very difficult. Your line is very unique. And they bring up like this picture of somebody in cryo, like, kind of thing. Like,
It's Dead Bob. You're related to Dead Bob.
yeah. We've traced your line back to the Zenith itself. Well, what a wonderful piece of news. I knew your braveness and your resourcefulness came from good stock. And please, this is your friend. And like the courtesan whispers in Yusuf, yes, fearless engineer on the ship that came through the blockade. I heard the stories Silsilla was telling me.
Engineer is a very generous title. I do many things on the ship.
Tell me, have you traced your bloodline?
I'm afraid I'm the spawn of wastrels. There is nothing in my line that would be of interest to you. Such greatness here before me, I feel small and humble. I am in awe of you.
Ah, yes, humble. Good. It is good that.
Could I take a selfie with you? All these people have been doing all these pictures with me, and it's shocked me. But it's the first time I've kind of experienced this, and you are without a doubt the most impressive person here. I would be honored if you'd let me take a picture with you.
He smiles, and he obviously does this a lot. Everybody wants the picture with Captain Kassar, and he gestures to Silsilla. And he gestures to
get everyone in.
Yeah, like Farida, and he shouts at
like the Oscars.
Yeah, he shouts at like a grandson, and he's like, "Come with your thing," that kind of stuff. And the grandson is like, literally have billions of burr, and somebody hired to take these photographs. Why does he do this at every event? Why am I, that kind of like, You do the thing. Come on, come, kind of stuff. That sort of.
I got to see if I can put my arm around him, like, or if I get stopped by security. If I just have to like stand next to him.
You don't get stopped. Like, you are allowed to stand next to him. You are allowed to put your arm over him. But the second like the camera goes away, he immediately like you've admitted to being like first come.
Yeah.
But you've been
That's
like,
cool.
I'm humbled to be here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really want to touch, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
Yeah. It's good.
I'll move away as well. I know he's important. I don't want to sully him. So, inside I'm on fire.
It's good that you've joined such an esteemed crew of Silsila. He's Zenithian. He's Zenithian,
I didn't know this about Silsila. This is fantastic. Hopefully, being part of his crew will raise me up, and enable me to explore far and wide across the horizon.
He nods a bit, and then you can hear somebody be like, basically like, Grandpa, come look, I'm going to approve the shots. Forgive me. And he goes off to, but the.
Did someone say shots? And I'll go, hey!
And he's like, yes, first comes come, kind of like, of course they're uncouth, kind of thing. Faraday is like, so between you both, have you decided to join us?
I've got a new surname.
Indeed, I knew you would be. And she says it almost like, of course he's fucking found somebody to make you a Zenithian.
Yeah, obviously, I understand it's all like fake, but I'm going to pretend that I'm just like, this has just knocked me sideways. I'm just telling random strangers and the waitresses that I'm Zenithian.
So, because you're clearly not like signing on like the way Faraday hopes, she's like, come, let's go and look at these shots. Which basically now she is going to let a mind walker wander around the whole of the Kassar family. Yusuf is just like, I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder. I'm gonna high five you. I'm gonna drink this booze, this proper, fancy stuff. And so we get the next drive.
We don't get this on Algol, I'll say occasionally.
Like literally, like I imagine like old Zenithian Kassars being clutching Kuan pearls, kind of like from Algol. Like I have never been below 50,000 feet.
We're actual ruffians here.
Yeah.
I am an Algol first comer pleb.
You're a bounder, sir.
Yeah.
I'm the salt of the earth, mate. I'm the salt of the earth.
Do they speak Zenny? Do I have to speak slower? That kind of thing.
So you suddenly have a Cockney accent for no reason whatsoever.
Shanaz, do we get the next drive-by? Like, what do we get?
Yes, after blitzing a couple of celebrity magazines and doing some utterly trivial, pointless microsecond interviews with irrelevant little people that I'm treating like they're super important, I'll do another drive-by, yeah.
She, when you sort of meet her this time, she kind of says, it will be difficult to have a full conversation here. Perhaps after the party, I can arrange for my associates to come. Perhaps they would deliver an artifact to your associate Jafar for validation.
I fear that we will need to act sooner than that. We're going to require an extraction from the party. The other interested parties are not planning on letting us leave here without having agreed to a deal with them.
Oh, that's understood. Leave it with me. I will arrange for something. You should perhaps join up with your associates. If you're all together, then at least we only have to make one trip into the situation. And she sort of gestures for her courtesan. Like, I'm feeling a little flushed and a little ill. Shouldn't have eaten so much ham. And heads off to they're like, of course, Shadi, and moves away.
Have your courtesan meet me in quarter of an hour in the ladies' room, and I will confirm that I've spoken to the rest.
So, Shadi and the courtesan head off. They agree to meet in the room, and we reconvene with everybody, like at the end of Jafar's second seminar.
Yeah, I'll meet up with Jafar, and I imagine that Silsila and Yusuf are probably having trouble getting away, so we might go to them.
Oh, no, we can come to you. I'll be like, I've got to go and tell my friends I'm a Zenithian. And then I'll be like, Yusuf! And just click my fingers and let's go.
Suddenly you're an arrogant Zenithian. Yusuf is going to
I will instantly look at him like, fuck you. And then be like, oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm just getting his eye here. And I'll be like,
flashes up across the
what
top
are you
of the
being like
screen.
mad
Yusuf
on the way
will
back?
remember this.
Yeah.
Hello. So that is why you should never grapple yourself to a object that is moving at near transliminal speed without having a good exit strategy. Thank you all for coming. There will be questions later. I see some of the other intrepid heroes are coming to join me. Please come pose for photographs and autographs. Hello.
Yes, hello.
You all know
Hi,
Shanaz.
hi,
Amazing.
hi. Oh, look at this side of my face.
Only the left side.
So there's a good 10 minutes of like selfies. Sign this. Oh, Shanaz, sign this.
I'll be
that kind of
awkwardly
stuff.
trying to make like a Z sign with my fingers. I don't know how you would do that, so.
Yeah, whatever. There you go.
See, that's where you have the real media personality.
No
yeah.
gang signs, please. No gang signs, please. And yeah, eventually, like, folks sort of want to run off and show, like, I've got this from Jafar. Look, I had a selfie with all of them, kind of thing.
I'd like to think Jafar signed some people as well, just for fun.
We need to pick up Adia as well, if we can find her.
Kirsch as well.
Well, Kirsch
Lower
isn't
floor.
here.
I'm imagining I'm getting cropped out of a few of these photos.
Yeah, it's mostly the
Occasionally the drone goes.
like your drone is getting you, but the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
three just aren't.
But I don't think the light's on my drone anymore.
You're doing your best to kind of photobomb other people, so
Yeah.
I like to think.
If there's some kind of protocol that always sends your drone off to give the other three a better shot, yeah.
That pineapple's really interesting.
Freckles, wow, look at that.
Oh, I think we should probably take a moment on the balcony to get some air after such
I've
an
had too
exciting
many pina
party.
coladas. I could do with it. I could do
Okay,
with some
but
air.
we make sure which balcony, because one of them had Legion and
Yeah, not
Velion,
that one.
so maybe not that one.
There are plenty of balconies here.
Yeah, I mean, how many do they have?
A few. There's quite a few. You know.
So
Yeah.
we'll find a quiet balcony.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. We just need a moment to recompose. We have a group meditation practice that we must do. This is how we made our way through the portal. Stop looking like that, Yusuf.
Yusuf, well done, darling. You haven't sweat at all. Your makeup's held wonderfully.
Tiger.
Rawr.
It's not tiger makeup, Pete.
It's
Don't
not.
worry.
It's a
They're
big
just
butterfly.
being
No, I
mean.
know. They're just there.
They're bullying you. Don't
Mhm.
stand for it.
Hey, I'm Zenithian.
alright.
I'm allowed now.
Your own person.
Mate, I'll rebel.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh my word. This is awkward, isn't it? Lovely party. Wonderful. Very high stakes.
Yes, Varian has legionnaires and wants us to sign before we leave, and it doesn't look like he's going to let us leave if we don't.
Yes,
Why?
I got the impression that he wasn't going to let us go. I imagine, Silsila, you found likewise with the Zenithians. Or are
I'm
you
looking
now
over
on
the
them?
edge of the balcony. How far?
How
Like,
long will I have to
this
put
is
us?
the top of the monolith.
I know. I'm just like,
Amazing view, and if we had some sort of, I don't know, light aircraft or something,
Yes,
Squirrel
with
suits.
lots of fins. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
or
it's
drop
necessary
shoot,
for
or
the
yes,
turbulent air between the
But
buildings.
we're not getting off that way.
no. Okay, so we have a plan.
Our red friend has agreed to provide an extraction, but what have you found out first?
Oh, in all honesty, I just kind of let Captain Kassawa rule the show for the Zenithians and just let him create chaos. Apparently, I'm
Well,
now
he'll
as
assume that
Zenithian.
we'll do whatever he wants.
I'll look
anyway.
at
Oh, yeah.
Jafar and say, I met Captain Kassar.
Oh, well done, you. Okay, good.
I'm
And
like a
you
relative
made
now.
sufficient. Okay. Wink.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And the agent. What's her name? I can't remember her name, sorry.
Farida.
Farida. That's it.
Hmm.
There's probably more those
So,
people that you have to worry about.
Farida is more like sign a contract, sign a contract, sign a contract. The Kassars just seem to assume it will happen.
Yeah, well, he
Like,
will
no one's
do.
actually shown me a contract. For Farida's been like, hey, you should do that thing now.
Well, they're also not that concerned about it being an actual contract. They'll assume that possession is 9/10 of the law, and they're right a lot of the time. If we go with them, they own us.
Hmm. Which I'm not very.
Varian has
comfortable with.
legionnaires, you say, and is very keen to get us to sign before we go anywhere. What a surprise. How much did he offer you?
Subsistence, 15%
Subsistence?
IP. Oh, I was very insulting, and I was very insulted.
Does anyone know anything about the icon of the machine god?
Do any of us know anything about the icon of the machine god?
Would you like to make a culture roll?
Do
would
I know?
happily
Do I
make a
know?
culture roll.
I was going to say earlier on as well. Do I know anything about that?
I don't think I will make a roll because I don't think Silsila would know absolutely
I
anything
don't
about
have
that.
culture. I don't have culture actually, so I won't.
I am highly cultured.
Yes.
I make it my business to know everything.
Jafar's going to have a bit of a think.
3 successes, if you please.
Hello. 2. 2? Or is it 3? Sorry, new dice. I forgot what the 6 looks like.
Using Necron dice.
Ooh,
Cool.
these new little things. Ooh, shinies. Thank you, Modifius. 2.
All right, hang on. I just sure I am. Shanaz might have just heard. It's kind of in passing, maybe through like social sort of channels rather than anything official written down. It's a new kind of aspect of the messenger, but it's not like a Church of the Icons aspect. Occasionally these kind of things might pop up in like sort of
An emerging cult kind of thing.
yeah, that kind of thing. But it's mostly
So sectarian kind of thing, not a full-on cult, but like a
yeah,
we believe that
People's Front of Judea.
yeah, that sort of thing. And it's mostly like mechanics and deckhands that have embraced it. Obviously, the machine kind of aspect to it, but nothing so concrete as something written down. Nobody's gone so far as to it's almost since
it's a little tiny cult that's found on Coriolis. There
Yeah.
are just very few of them. They're a subsect of the messenger made up of technical types. Although, Jafar, didn't you say something about a machine god once in one of your really, really long stories?
Please, not now.
Oh, I think I know the one, but I will need to begin at the beginning because otherwise you will not.
All right, well,
understand
not
the
now then.
context.
So you might know something about it as well. So that's what we know. He might know something. Otherwise, it's a small sect found on Coriolis.
I'm not sure
And
I
it-
would have called her a god.
it is only like the last Cyclade or so this year since
Oh, they're a baby cult.
yeah since like the events of last Cyclade where the previous campaign was, they've sort of sprung up to at least acknowledged levels there.
So does that mean that if the The consortium are prepared to offer us subsistence, which is appalling.
Mm.
The Zenithians are just assuming that we'll do what they want anyway.
I mean,
We're not really losing anything by taking option 3.
they might offer
And if-
you guys money, but you know, like I think my reward was becoming Zenithian. Eustace was being tolerated for 5 minutes, and they may offer you guys like money. I don't think we should take it. Don't get me wrong.
No, we'll be pets or slaves at the best.
Oh, I don't
My
know, I
celebrity
we
might
would be
cushion
the
me a little,
flunkies, I think. Yeah.
but they'll push us out and just take what they want and be done with us. Right. So if the rest of you agree, I have arranged an extraction from the Red Spider.
Well, just
They
what's the
do
plan?
want us to keep together in that case, so that they only have to extract us once. So I imagine they'll probably do it. That that would be at the after show interviews.
Oh, it was a rap party. Oh,
As you're sort of chatting quietly, looking down on like the city below, the little things going off, and you can see parties and stuff. 3.5 kilometers down, drop straight.
throwing grapes off the top.
That's the Van de Graaff
Better than a pineapple.
conversation, and that kind of stuff. One of the production aides sort of comes to the balcony and says, "It's just a few moments till the Cyclade. Mahadia wants you on the stage. We've got some live feeds to a few places. There's a speech. You should be there for the countdown so we can get the things. Could you?"
Absolutely, darling. We're right on our way. We're just catching a little bit of a breath before the stage. You know how it is. A few moments, and then we'll get our faces on and we'll pop back out there and do our wonderful best.
They sort of like step back into the building, but they don't. They're like not leaving the talent to their own devices.
Off we go then, my
They'll
loves.
go to the bar or something, and they'll never find you.
Okay, showtime.
So they sort of lead you through the crowd. The grand stage is kind of illuminated with all these sugar globes. You can see like there are live feeds on the screens. Like there's Alkmaars and all different kind of places. There are really fancy places around the Coriolis and Kua and the monolith itself. A red Dabaran rug is rolled out ceremoniously across the stage, and Mahadia kind of walks on in like full like previously she's been in like reporters kind of stuff, but now she's in like that kind of like full evening gown, amazing hair, like the drones sort of sweep round to get like a full shot of the dress kind of thing. People in the crowd are like, "Oh no, look how beautiful it is," that kind of stuff. And you're sort of brought onto the edge of the stage kind of thing. She sort of steps forward, smiling, and addresses the room. "Peoples of the horizon, Zenithians, and first come, dear friends, my name is Mahadia Alana, and all of us share a common fate and a great future. The clocks of the Cyclade strike the hour, and a new cycle is about to begin. Let us embrace what lies ahead and celebrate hope and progress. A united council will lead all of us into the light." As the ensuing toasts and cheers quiet down, Mahadia gestures to her producers below the stage, and they sort of sweep over. They redo Yusef's sort of makeup. Not that Shanaz needs it, but it's a makeup.
Oh no,
and,
yeah, as long as they've got a decently talented person doing it.
Steam irons, to take out any ruffles that might have been put in Jafar's suit and that kind of thing. Silsilla's,
Away from my hat.
yeah, Silsilla's patches are adjusted, and Adia is a bit like, "Get off, fine, be alone," the kind of thing. One by one, you're sort of counted onto this kind of red carpet, and
I go on doing finger guns.
yeah, please join me in welcoming to the stage the survivors of Uharu. And the applause kind of goes up toasts are raised. You sort of spot out, and Yusuf might have spotted this kind of sentiment earlier. There's a few parties in the crowd who seem a little bit less impressed in this sort of style of hype, this bigging you up. But Mahadia kind of continues. After a dangerous mission deep beyond the Order's unsanctioned blockade, our heroes made it home against all odds. I find their valor to be a perfect example of that sacred principle which we as Zenithians, and like the drones all sort of come to kind of focus on Silsila, strive towards a unity. They chose to defy the oppressor's unjust actions, to tear away the gag that some people would place over the mouths of progress. You can hear in the crowd, like, people like sort of going, ooh, you know, that kind of stuff. They're quickly shushed, but as folks shush, you can hear glasses kind of drop to the floor, sort of thing. Various groups of bodyguards up on the VIP stage at the other end of the room shift. She continues, though. The disaster that followed, the Icon's righteous striking down of the agents of chaos, clearly shows the way forward. Our heroes fought for Zenithian ideals and were delivered from evil because of it. Stalwart in the face of darkness, the children of the portals, an example for the future and proof of the mercy of the Icons, comes only to those who follow the great leaders. Strength and grace that comes only from the zenith's light. She's interrupted again as a decanter comes soaring from the crowd towards the table, smashes on the hollow screen, rupturing what was a beautiful sort of shot of the Mirren landscape and the skies above it. Angry shouts accompany the act, first from Zolossian groups and then folks that we might have marked out as being part of the Free League. And many of the first come contingents. You can hear them shouting things like lies, slanders, servants of the darkness, murderers, war criminals. The slight delayed broadcast is cut short before the commotion reaches the viewers on Coriolis, their screens instead switching to an animated countdown to a backtrack of soft countdown music. House guards all around Sky City close ranks around their masters. And someone pulls you off stage. Suddenly you're left alone in the middle of an angry crowd. Someone makes a grab for your collar. A glass shatters against the pillars just behind you, and the banquet is turning into a riot. And the singled mob around you needs a target. Because all hell kind of breaks loose. She is, for some reason, incited these folks to riot and chaos.
Exit stage left.
Yeah, so
I'm going to be screaming, "First come voices will be heard."
I feel like,
and I'm like,
Cynthia!
yeah,
like it's a country, like I'm like Cynthia.
We can try sort of throwing them. Beware the Legion; they will crush your spirit.
What's the cartoon character that says "exit stage left"?
Huckleberry. There's Huckleberry Hound, and there's a cat whose name escapes me.
The cat's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Come
Anyway,
on, chat. You can do it.
So yeah, the crowd kind of erupts after Mahadia has incited them into chaos. You can see like there is a countdown on the screens. You know that like, till the end of the Cyclade kind of goes. They cut all feeds, that sort of thing. Things are throwing left and right. As you look to the opposite end of the...
Can we throw things back?
If you want. Do you
Can I steal an expensive bottle of alcohol?
Sure. Is that what are you specifically making your way across? You're just going to stand sort of like in the production
No,
pit?
we're up on the... Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you sort of been pulled down off the stage into the production pit. So
okay, no, I won't expose myself. I don't want to be like taken out by a flying something or other.
Yeah. So you can hear it all out above, like, so basically surrounded by a few banks and tracks of cameras that would be stationed and like the screens and stuff. The bulletin staff seem to have either they knew what was going on or they're very quick at getting out of dodge because there's nobody in this production pit with you.
I'm kind of looking at Shanaz going, is this the plan?
Shanaz is taking her dress off.
Is that the plan? Do we get naked now?
Yusuf is covering his eyes.
Give me your tags.
Looking the other way.
Oh, okay.
Your
Oh,
camera
mine's in a
tags.
pineapple over there.
Good.
Yeah, I'll hand mine over.
Here you go. I'll take mine off my hat. There you go.
Right. Yusuf, rip this a bit.
What am I ripping?
Dress.
Okay.
Now throw it over the side. So there we go. That's Shanaz's silver, really obvious, very easy to see space moth dress fluttering down the side of the 3.5 kilometer tall tower with all of our drone tags attached to it.
Okay, so she changes.
Yeah, and
obviously
underneath it, she was just wearing like
bodycon.
chemise du patin.
Spanx.
Yeah,
You've got
Spanx, yeah, space Spanx.
Added body
ninja
Spanx.
outfit, basically.
Not
Yeah.
quite a Legion outfit, no, but yeah, ninja.
So you head to a balcony, throw this over the side. After a moment, you can hear like it's full on Western chaos going on in the room. You can imagine the Cassars have been evacuated and that kind of stuff. Maybe if you look out, you can see like bulletin staff with reinforced cases, sort of like, I need to get the kit out. Oh God, I'm gonna get charged for it, because that's probably how it works in their ways. And after a moment, up from the side comes some sort of craft. The gate of the craft opens, and there is the loadmaster, like the person of this shift, the engineer or the Yusuf or the Kirsch of this shift, and they just look out and they're like, do you want to get out of here?
Let's go.
As the ship came up, I've stuck my thumb out.
Thank you, Ford.
They all dive. You all dive into the back of the ship.
Oh yeah.
So
Door closes, and they take you somewhere we're not quite sure.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm probably
screenshot,
about to
right?
mind walk, but we'll wait till next week.
Really? Who are you going to mind walk into?
Well, if all of the certain people are being taken away, there might be like sit reps going on or some information coming to certain people, high up people. So I was tempted to see if there was anything going on in the moment, but I'll hold fire for now.
the reader might be good, or the V guy,
That's what-
the doctor. I can't remember his name.
Very
What's the-
I was thinking Farida more than Captain. You know what's his face?
Farida and Varian would be the two that would be most worth doing.
I have met Varian before, so
Yeah.
I would be able to. But maybe Farida. So probably as we get off, my eyes roll back, and then we can
find out next week.
Dun,
But you can have a
dun,
darkness
dun,
point
dun.
now.
Thanks.
You should mind walk on new benefactor as well. There's no reason to trust her
No.
entirely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want to like hammer Millie with mind walking stuff, because I know that's probably not in the book. Like and all that kind of stuff. So it's all good fun stuff.
I know what they would be doing.
Sure. Oh yeah, sure. No, I know.
But
I know.
I don't know exact.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
enough to let through. But thank you very much for playing Coriolis with me tonight. There were quite a few,
It's
and
cool.
there's quite a few box texts in this chunk of the adventure, this bit. So
It's like a big setup for the whole next thing, isn't it? Like
It is.
It's like the crossroad, and then
Yeah, I feel like at this point here, it kind of goes, are you sure you want to continue? You know that thing where you were about to embark
A
on?
save point
Yeah,
just
this is
before the
fair.
boss
Yeah.
boss
Press
fight.
Yeah.
Very
one
much,
to continue.
yeah.
Are
Are you still
quests that
watching?
aren't resolved cannot be changed. You know, that kind of thing.
Mm.
You sure you want to continue? Yes, we're about to enter the part of the book known as the Cyclade dance, for those who are reading along at home. But thank you very much for playing
Cool.
Coriolis with me. It was great fun, and
I believe not a single dice roll.
Absolutely.
No, we rolled for culture, didn't we?
we
Oh,
rolled
yes,
culture. We
that
made
was
one
it.
Yep.
roll for culture.
Yeah.
I love these games where
Yep.
you only have to roll one.
It's fantastic.
That's best.
Very,
Yep.
very good.
Best games. Yes. What day are we on? We're on Tuesday, which means tomorrow morning at about 11, I'm going to play some Ironforge Star Sworn. Is that the right way around? Iron Sworn.
No.
Iron
Star
Sworn
Sworn.
Starforged.
Starforged. Yeah.
There you go. I took some medicine. Apparently that wasn't enough. I had to go back and find a doctor. Found somebody who was ill. Found a doctor, but I was ill. Had to recover. Got back just in time. Completed a quest, and now I need to decide what I'm doing next and make some friends. That's where we're up to. That was my really.
Friends are generally a good idea, aren't they?
I know.
Generally.
But yeah, there's some roles to be made, and some decisions to be made. I'm not sure. I need to read some rules before I play tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow at 11, and then it's Wednesday, which means it's a Watatau on Garblag. Is that happening tomorrow? It is.
I
Am
believe so. Yes.
All right.
I believe so.
In the mood.
Episode 2 of season 3 of a Watatau.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't do last week, unfortunately, but yep, picking up some more Warhammer Wednesday.
Nice, enjoyable.
Mhm.
And then somebody help me out with the rest of
Thursday, we've got the penultimate Cyberpunk Night City
cool.
Highs session. Again, we couldn't do that last week. Last week was a bit crap for like availability. We were, unfortunately, there was
Real
lots
life
of
got in
stuff
the
going
way.
on. Yeah,
Life got in the way. It
happens from time
happens.
to time. So it means Traveler's going to be put back by a week. So because we've got 2 weeks of Cyberpunk and then we've got Traveler coming back.
Traveler's not that big a deal, though, is it, Pete? Nobody's going to mind. Traveler's not that big a deal.
I'm getting itchy. I haven't run a game in a while.
Don't wind P up.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I see on the Discord that certain members of the Traveller crew have been asking about uploading their brains to things.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
Simon and his plans.
So-
It's always fun.
And then Friday, do we have?
Well, we've probably got North America shenanigans
Yeah,
going
that's what I was
on.
about to say. Like, do we have got North America in the middle of Thursday or
I
Friday?
think their Starfinder week
Ooh,
is this
exciting.
week.
Yes.
Like the Starfinder.
And then Nye is running the first part of, I think, a 2-parter of Monster of the Week on Friday,
Nice.
because we're coming up on the finale of that. We've got 4 more sessions, I believe,
This is the
of
Anderson
Monster of
verse.
the Week. This
isn't
is
it?
the Anderson verse.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure that the next 2 episodes are going to be us doing our agency test to see if Anderson can get us badges that we can wave at people.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
And then
Try and get
Lewis is
those for
coming back for the last
ages.
2 weeks to run the
Yeah.
finale to close the loop.
Good stuff.
Mm.
Nice.
Stuff.
Exciting. If you missed all of the above, there's loads and loads and loads all on YouTube. Go and check it out. Catch up right now. Go. No, wait, hang
All
on.
available.
Wait. Because we should probably tell you more things. What else do we need to tell folks, Pete?
Gartopia.
Oh, yeah.
Gartopia 2 Ruins is out right now on the Patreon. 10 glorious pages of wonderful stuff from the Garblag crew, including Ruin Monkeys with barbed tails, and they will gang up on you and take you down. All kinds of wonderful things. The
Yeah,
Spectres of Strin. Oh, there it is. There it is. Spectres of Strin, the old Ludovici estate. Ben created a very horrible, harrowing, dark backstory for a ruined king, and lots of cool stuff. So go and check it out, and also some dodeca extras for all the dodecaneers out there.
Dodextras?
Dodecaneers.
No,
Dodecaneers.
dodextras for dodecaneers.
Dodextras. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
That sounds like a test you can do in the game. Like, are you dodextrous enough?
We've got dexterity and dodexterity.
Exactly, yeah, it's the cool shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sleight of hand replacement and also stunts.
For this issue, I did sci-fi armor features. So so it's leaning a bit more into the sci-fi genre
How do people
some
get their
extra
hands on
features.
this fantastic magazine?
Well, they head over to the Patreon and join at the Adventurer tier, $4 a month or above, and they'll get access to all of Gartopia. And the next issue coming is Astral, which will be all things kind of spacey, astral planey, gnomish, various things. So look out for that. The guys are already giving me their submissions, so it's already started, which is great. It's cool.
More monkeys.
So, wasn't there a call for more monkeys?
More monkeys. Yes.
We have
our
to
wonderful artist Josh can draw more monkeys.
We need to figure out how Bort can be in the next one. So yeah. Yeah. So that was cool. Good stuff.
And thank you very much for joining us. If you missed any of these links, they're probably in the description down below, but you can always find us on Discord for Gartopia. Thank you very much, folks. Should I make people watch the Gartopia video again?
Why not?
Why not? It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Did you?
Hi, Pete here, Prime Garblag. I just wanted to stop by and tell you about Gartopia 2 Ruins, which is now available on the Patreon. Built upon the Crypts of May and bolstered by your wonderful feedback, this month we're bigger, longer, slightly dustier than before. Thank you for all your kind words and feedback about Issue 1, Crypts. Rest assured, feeding us with more of them will only make Gartopia Issue 3 bigger and better. Oh yes. Let us know your thoughts on this month's Gartopia via Patreon or Discord at the links below. Go and check it out. It's full of system agnostic adventure materials for you at your table. There's a whole raft of things in there, from locations, NPCs to creatures and magical items. There's even some extra dodeca material for all you dodecaneers out there. So check it out at the link below, and hopefully you'll join us on our journey through Gartopia.